I'm very sick, but we have to address this. Why are they feeding our soldiers meals like this? They think we're goy. That's what they call Goyslop. In the Epstein files, they refer to us as goy. That's a terminology you need to get familiar with, since all of our politicians want to accept AIPAC money and prioritize the agenda of the Israeli people over American people. You know, they have United Healthcare, or they have universal healthcare on our dime. We have people dying in the streets. Our own soldiers, veterans, are homeless at an alarming rate in our country. They sit in the streets with their arms and limbs gone without any support. But yeah, they're eating Goyslop because that's what they feel like we should be eating. Here's my thoughts on what we're learning in regard to our soldiers. Wake the fuck up, America. They don't give a fuck about our kids. They don't give a fuck about our soldiers. They're currently using our sons and daughters in military service overseas to slaughter children for people who pay to torture children and to eat them. I wonder if this is going to sink in for anyone, like if the mainstream media will actually report on what's been transpiring with the Epstein class and how this is a class war. They're trying to divide us. There's no two-party system anymore. We need to overthrow the government. I wonder when enough is going to be enough and people are going to fill the fucking streets and take our fucking country back. Soldiers, you need to stand down and stay home. We're going to need you here to defend our country. I know you don't want to be over there hurting these people. Do you know how many soldiers have targeted schools and hospitals? As of 5 days ago, our data shows that the United States military is responsible for destroying 316 healthcare facilities in the course of 30 days. We've also we've destroyed 763 schools since the start of this conflict as well. Millions are currently displaced in Lebanon with nowhere to go and no support, just like Israel has done to Palestine. Now, instead of the IDF just killing the innocent civilians, our United States soldiers are right there alongside of them, slaughtering innocent brown lives in the Middle East. Our men and women need to stand down immediately. According to 10 U.S.C.1034, the Military Whistleblower Protection Act, you have protections, soldiers, men and women in our armed forces. You don't have to kill these children. You can deny illegal orders. In fact, I'm going to teach you a little bit more about that. You have protections to report illegal orders or abuse of authority. Please know that if you comply with their agenda, you are going to be considered Nazi filth when everything is said and done. In the United States military, service members have a legal obligation to follow lawful orders, but they have a concurrent and just as important obligation. In the United States, our military service members have a legal obligation to follow lawful orders, but they have a concurrent and just as important duty to disobey unlawful orders. This is outlined in their Uniform Code of Military Justice. We should not be looking at these soldiers who decide to murder children the same way. In the United States versus Keenan lawsuit that was filed in 1969, the court ruled that a soldier is a reasoning agent and cannot obey an order that they know is illegal. Targeting civilians is illegal, and we know this because of something that CENTCOM has said here recently, which I'll talk about here in a moment. We need the names of every single one of these troops who has decided to abandon their oath. Nuremberg 2.0 is going to be very interesting. We will get to see who is easily bought, who embraces white supremacist ideology, and who is okay with harming children and innocent civilians. Back to CENTCOM. They have deliberately refused civilian targets in recent days. Senior military officials have resigned because they have refused civilian targets. They have spoken on public record that they have advised the Trump administration to avoid civilian targets as these military actions are considered to be war crimes. Orders to target non-combatants, torture detainees, or give no quarter. Our troops are currently also in violation of federal law. This federal law is the Posse Comitatus Act. This is what prohibits our military forces from going door to door as domestic law enforcement. They have violated this in Washington, D.C. when they went door to door like Gestapo earlier in the administration's existence. Now that's been swept under the rug, but there are just violation after violation after violation piling up on our sons and daughters, our soldiers, our troops. We need to stand with them. If you're not advocating against what's happening, then your silence is telling our troops that what they're doing is okay. Accepting a paycheck for killing children is never okay anywhere in the world, especially within the United States military. The Trump administration has laid off at least 80,000, if not closer to 100,000 United States military officials. So many have been willingly volunteering to step down from their roles because they do not want to be held accountable. So they're feeding our soldiers Goyslop, and they're having our soldiers kill these children because they don't care about their futures. They don't care about the outcome of what's taking place right now. They publicly have gone on television and stated at the White House, at a press conference, that if they get caught, they're all going down. Who the fuck says that shit? But anyways, let's get back to what I've written here that I wanted to read to you this morning in association with the Goyslop they're feeding our sons and daughters. Our troops right now, unfortunately, have demonstrated that not all of them have the integrity to do the right thing, as we have bore witness to 3,636 unnecessary deaths of Iranians. We have a confirmed report from United Nations that at least 1,700 of those were civilians and 254 of them have been children over the course of 30 days. This is not incorporating more than 3,000 that have been maimed by Israel, dropping white phosphorus and other illegal munitions. I stuttered. I had to redo this part, but continue listening. Right now, we are the biggest target on the map globally when it comes to interrupting our food chains, our supply chains, our fuel, everything that has not transitioned into a more globally conscious means of obtaining energy, like wind and other means of obtaining energy, solar energy. Everything that requires fuel is hanging in the balance right now. The market is incredibly unstable, and if you are not growing food, then you are putting your family at risk. During World War I and World War II, Victory Gardens accounted for 40% of the food that fed the United States of America. It's time to wake up.